If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Well, as I regularly do, as most of you know, I try to answer questions in the comments regularly through videos. That way everybody has a chance to hear the question and the answer and give you my thoughts. And it's a lot easier than trying to type it out, especially if the question is asked multiple times. One of the questions I get regularly is this light coming through the door. That's the door right there. And light's coming through it. Everybody thinks I should seal that up. I've mentioned in an earlier video, but I didn't really explain it really well. The reason I have not sealed that up, and I really thought about it. I thought about it all summer. I need to get that sealed up. I need to get that sealed up, especially when the flies were coming in and we were just being bombarded with flies. I was going to seal it. I've decided not to because the carbon monoxide detector has went off because of the heat that we use, propane heat. It's such a small area, it accumulates quite quickly. Well, that crack, I have noticed, helps circulate some ventilation through here. So if I open a window just a little bit, I get a nice little breeze. I've made 2 videos recently, one right after the other one, that was wildly popular. One of them was where I was explaining to you that Carolyn's going to stay with her daughter for a while because her daughter's sick with cancer and she's going to pass, and Carolyn wants to stay with her, and it just made life easier that Carolyn stay with her, and I come back out here. The other one was I had some damage to the camper as a result of some rotting. And of course, man, I mean, there was tons of questions and tons of comments. And so I'm going to try to address some of them. The most common question I got, and was both videos actually, was go to Florida. A lot of folks suggested that I need to go to a warmer climate now that Carolyn's in a house. So I need to go to Florida and stay warm. And the same thing with the camper. They suggested that I need to go to Florida so I can rebuild the camper or fix the camper. Well, there's several things about that. One, there's just no way I'm going to leave Carolyn. I just can't see me leaving Carolyn, especially in her time of need. I mean, here I'm kind of close, and when she's going to need me, I can come and get her and do whatever she needs. This would leave Carolyn without a car or anything. I mean, she would be completely by herself and dependent on her daughter, who is sick. But the other thing is, and this is critically important, is the cost. It's 1,000 miles to go to Florida. So for me to just hop down to Florida, stay a month or so, and come right back, I mean, that's going to be a huge expense. And I think this is where a lot of viewers and me kind of break down, is when I start talking about money. A lot of people think that I have an emergency fund and I should dip into it any little hiccup. As a matter of fact, both of the videos, people suggested that I dip into the emergency fund. I looked just today on Google, and there was an article written in 2015, 3 years ago, that the #1 cause of stress is money. Here we are, we're looking at an RV channel because they want to get away and reduce their stress and live free and all the things that, you know, you can imagine. But we continue to talk about spending something that causes us the most stress. I understand that a lot of people think that we do not spend enough money and that we should spend more money because, you know, we're just not acceptable this way. Well, here's the thing I got to ask. If money causes stress, and I'm sure money causes you stress. I know a lot of people that I talk to talk about how they're in financial situations and it's stressful. Here's the thing. I don't worry about money. I never worry about money. I live on $500 to $800 a month, and I eat very skimpily so I can have no worries. I put all that money into, all the leftover money I make, into an emergency fund. So if I'm just constantly pulling out of the emergency fund, and finally I'm going to run out of emergency fund, I'm going to be back to where I was stressed. Well, I don't want stress. That's one of the major reasons I came out here, was to reduce my stress. So we have to change our behavior before this lifestyle will actually do what it is we want it to do. Another question I get a lot is, why didn't I extend the back of the camper out to the tailgate, out to the end of the tailgate? That would have given us more space. Well, again, it comes back to our minimalistic lifestyle. And if you think about minimalistic lifestyle, first of all, I try not to promote a minimalistic lifestyle to you. I mean, I realize everybody has different desires in life, so I don't try to promote it. That being said, I feel like I'm pretty hardcore when it comes to minimalistic lifestyle, which brings us back to the subject of minimizing how much money we spend and how much stuff that we need and how much room that we need. So again, minimizing the space, if we look at the whole concept, it minimizes the amount of money we had to spend on this project. This camper cost us, I think it was $550. Well, another few sheets of Luan, we'd have been up to $600, and it would have increased the amount of weight that our truck has to haul. Our truck is a 4-cylinder, and it can haul 1,400 pounds. If I were to extend this out, let's just say it adds another 50 pounds. Okay, 50 pounds, you know, I should be able to handle 50 pounds. Well, yeah, the truck can handle 50 pounds just fine. You know, the camper is only 250 pounds, so that would be 300 pounds. But if you think about it, with all the stuff that we have in here, that is 1 bucket less water that I can carry. A bucket of water weighs 40 pounds. So if I got a 50-pound weight there, I got to remove a bucket of water. Well, I only carry 40 gallons, so a bucket, 5 gallons of water. Now I'm down to 35. That means Carolyn and I couldn't even make it a week out there by ourselves. We'd have to come to town every few days because we've lost that. So when you minimize, you have to think about everything that you're going to sacrifice if you do something more. First of all, I don't need the space. Carolyn and I have been very comfortable in here. The space really wouldn't give us that much more to... I mean, what would we do with it is the question. Would it make our shower a little bigger? Maybe a little, but not a lot. In the summertime, taking a shower, we just open the door up anyways and hang a tarp around it, and we kind of just use the inside, the outside of the truck as our shower. So the tarp weighs a lot less and it's much easier to store. Thanks for watching. Like if you like the video, and happy travels.